Okay, so good morning. We are here for the 45-minute yoga class. You won't need any equipment for today's class. You'll just need yourself, and if you have a yoga mat, that is great. If not, just a comfortable floor or earth beneath you, just so you can practice class would be perfect. Before you get started, just take a quick look around you, make sure that the space that you'll be practicing in is clear of any hazards or something that you can trip over. Just make sure that it's nice and clear. Um, the focus on today's class, I thought, would be just a consistent yoga flow. So we'll be working through a few vinyasas, targeting the hips and the hamstrings. But for the most part, today will just be a nice flow that we can hopefully get into. If you'd like to play music in the background, you're more than welcome to. After today's class, I will leave a little comment on my Spotify. So if you'd like to listen to my playlist, you're more than welcome to tune into the yoga playlists that are class. But I just thought I would give that as an option in case dizziness, pain, or shortness of breath. You know your body best, so just stop exercising. But I'm going to make my way to the mat now, and we're actually going to start today in a child's pose position. So we're make my way over. In your child's pose position, just allow the thighs to be nice and wide. So close, allow the knees to be really close to the edges of the mat so that you can allow for room and space in the torso to drape in between the thighs. And traditionally, you can have child's pose with the arms alongside the body and the palms facing up, fingertips back behind you, just to allow the shoulders to drape forward and down, opening up the back body. But the other option, you can allow the arms to be nice and long out in front of you. So the fingertips facing forward and palms facing down. So just play around with the arms there for a few moments. See what works best for you. And then when you found that sweet and steady composure in your posture, just allow for the stillness to come in. Allow for the forehead to rest on your mat. And maybe even allow the eyes to soften here and close. Just begin to notice the parts of your body that rest on your mat or the earth beneath you. Notice the palms, the forearms. Maybe on your next exhale, you imagine that the heart softens towards the earth. Notice how the spine is lengthening. Maybe notice the corner edges of the hips and just take a quick assessment to see how they feel. Take a couple more breaths here. Continue to breathe in and out through the nose. Maybe on your next exhale, you allow the glutes to soften closer to the heels for one more breath. And then when you're ready, slowly rooting the palms down, 10 fingertips spread wide, rock the torso forward, and we're going to come into a tabletop position. So in your tabletop position, just going to begin to do a couple rounds of cat-cow, just bringing movement to the spine. So you can bring the knees closer together, about hip distance, hands underneath the shoulders. And then the tops of the feet can be curled behind you or flat against your mat. So you can just assess to see what feels better for the feet there. And then when you're ready, pressing down through the palms, we're going to take a nice big inhale through the nose, draw the belly and abdomen down as the tailbone reaches up. Maybe the heart shines forward, and then you look forward and slightly up here. Take a full cycle of breath here. Deep inhale, pressing through the palms. Deep exhale. And as you begin to exhale, begin to draw the chin in towards the chest. Slowing down the movements, really arcing the spine up towards the sky like a Halloween cat. Pelvis draws forward, abdomen drawn in. Really press through the palms here so you feel the back shoulder blades kind of spreading apart, creating space in between them. Take a full cycle of breath here, full inhale, full exhale. And then on your own personal inhale, begin to uncurl from the low back. So almost as if you're moving one vertebra at a time. Belly button draws down, heart shines forward as you look forward and maybe slightly up. 2 more rounds. Take a full inhale here, really starting off slow today. And then as you exhale again, maybe sinking the breath with movement, tucking the chin in, arcing the shoulder blades, the spine arcs towards the sky, pelvis draws forward, hold here. Breathing in and out through the nose, 1 more breath. And then as you exhale, slowly uncurl, unwind. Making your way back to cow pose. In cow pose, take a full cycle of breath. Find a steady gaze. Full inhale through the nose. Full exhale. As you begin to exhale again, tuck the chin into the chest. Arcing the spine like a rainbow, holding there for a full cycle of breath. Really pressing through the palms and the fingertips spread wide, 1 more breath. And as you exhale, uncurl, unwind. We'll make our way back to neutral table. We'll curl the back of the toes here. If they're not already curled, lift through the knees and find downward facing dog. So in downward facing dog, feel free to pedal at the feet here. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Just see how the hamstrings and legs feel. You can even widen the feet here a little bit more to see if that feels better. If widening the feet feels better in your downward dog, maybe widening the hands. Play around with the hand movements. Just explore with your body. There's so many times throughout class when we're in a yoga space or yoga studio where we feel obligated to get into these postures that create such discomfort within our body and our mind. And it's like, well, why don't we find something that fits with our fit and function, with our mobility today? Because yoga is supposed to be for your body. So just see what works best for you. 1 more breath here. And then as you exhale, you're going to look back towards your feet and then walk the hands towards the feet. Come into a forward fold here. Allow the head to hang heavy, back of the neck nice and long. Maybe the palms rest on either side of the feet here. Maybe bend the knees so you allow for the hamstrings to soften. Take a full cycle of breath here. We're just stretching out the spine very slowly. On your next inhale, you're going to uncurl the spine as you continue to inhale through the nose, making your way to standing. We're going to slowly start to bring flow and movement into the body, but we're just going to stretch out the spine a little bit more first. We're going to inhale, lift both palms up. As you exhale, you're going to hinge from the hips. You're going to fold forward, dripping over the thighs, head hangs heavy. Maybe from here, you bring the palms to the back of the shins or the calf muscles just to accentuate or lengthen the spine a little bit more. Challenge yourself in your forward fold a little bit more. Take a full cycle of breath. Maybe imagine that one day your forehead and shins will touch. On your next inhale, inhale all the way up to standing. Arms come up. Maybe you look up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to either side. Awesome. I'm going to bring a few side movements into the body just to bring a little bit of mobility to the torso. So from here, we're going to come into half moon pose. So we're going to inhale, lift both palms up. From here, assess how the shoulders feel. So maybe you allow the palms to touch. Maybe you allow the palms to just face each other as the fingertips reach up to the sky. Root down through both feet here. Engage through the kneecaps. Feel the kneecaps lift, so the thighs are engaged. Draw the belly in here as you inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to hinge over to your right side. So as you hinge over, you're beginning to create the shape of a crescent moon, or kind of like the shape of a letter C slightly. And as you're hinging over to the right side, fingertips reach over to the right side of the room, you're going to really feel the elongation or the stretch along the left side body. So maybe you feel it through the arms as you lengthen through the left fingertips just a little bit more. Feel it through the arms, maybe through the armpit chest, maybe all the way down to that left hip. Take another deep inhale here, lengthen through the arms just a bit more. And then as you exhale, maybe you find a little bit more depth as you hinge over to the right. Hold here for one more breath, continuing to breathe in and out through the nose. As you exhale, come back through center, take a full inhale, adjust the arms, the legs, lengthen through the spine. And then as you exhale, you're going to hinge over to the left side. So this time, stretching out the right side body. So again, really lengthen through the arms, find a charge to the fingertips. As the fingertips reach forward, take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, hinge just a little bit deeper. So that right hip is reaching over to the right side of the room. Fingertips reaching over to the left. Hold here, full cycle of breath. And then as you exhale, come back through center. Take a deep inhale, just reset the spine. Inhale to lengthen. And then as you exhale, you're going to hinge forward, draping over the thighs, finding that forward fold. This time, inhale, belly rises halfway up, hands to the shins. Exhale, fold, plant the palms, walk or jump both feet back. So in your plank position here, take 2 full breaths. Breathe in through the nose and out for 1. Breathing in through the nose. And then as you exhale for 2, descend your weight, bringing the front side body down. Inhale through baby cobra, pressing the palms down to the mat, shoulders lift. And then exhale, downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, take a full cycle of breath. Deep inhale through the nose. Deep exhale. On your next inhale, right leg is going to come forward. So float the right foot forward, right foot plants in between both palms. You're on a high lunge here. You're on the back of the toes of the left foot. So you're getting ready to almost set up in your runner's lunge. Root down through the foot, find stability, and then inhale, lift up. So arms come up here in your runner's pose. Take a full inhale, maybe find depth through the right thigh. And then as you exhale, lean forward, bring the arms back. So you're really in that runner's lunge pose. So fingertips reach back, heart shines forward. Full inhale here. As you exhale, float the arms up. We're going to do that 3 more times. Inhale deeply. Exhale back. 2 more. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale back. 1 more. Inhale through the nose. Exhaling through the nose, arms reach back. Hold here, full inhale. As you exhale, you're going to plant the palms down to bring that right foot. You're going to step that left foot closer so you can root down through the entire left foot here. And then from here, bend through that right knee again. We're going to inhale, come up through warrior 1. So warrior 1 has a little bit of a slightly different pose than runner's lunge. So with runner's lunge, you're on the back of the ball of the left foot. In warrior 1, your foot is rooted with the leg behind you. You can find depth in that right thigh for as long as you like. Maybe it's beginning to bring out sensations here for 1 more breath. Inhale deeply. And then as you exhale, open up through warrior 2. So the outer edge of that back foot is going to face the back wall or your mat. And the right foot is still facing forward, opening up through the arms. Find depth through that left thigh if you'd like. 1 more breath. Inhale deeply, find a steady gaze. Exhale, release that right thigh, find exalted warrior. Right arm reaches back. Full inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to windmill the arms around, frame that right foot with both hands, Descend the left knee, so you're coming into a low lunge. From here, take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, you're gonna push the glutes back towards that left heel, right leg lengthens out in front of you. You can plant the palms down towards your mat, or you can press onto the fingertips so that the heart shines forward, spine lengthens. Hold here for 2 breaths. Maybe the right toes reach up to the sky for 1 more breath. As you exhale, you're going to slowly creep forward. Palms come forward to frame that right foot again. Right foot steps back into plank. Holding for 2 breaths here again. Breathing in and out through the nose for 1. Breathing in and out through the nose for 2. And then as you exhale, descend your way. Shining the heart forward, choosing baby cobra or upward dog. And then exhaling back, downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, take 2 breaths. Breathing in and out through the nose for 1 more breath. When you're ready, left foot is going to float forward in between the hands, coming into that runner's lunge on the left side this time. So you're on the you're on the ball of the right foot behind you. So find stability through the legs here. Really root down through that left foot, and when you feel strong and stable, inhale, rise up, arms come up. Exhale, lean forward, arms come back. You're setting up for that runner's lunge, so you're getting ready to charge forward. Inhale, float up. 3 more. Exhale, float the arms back, heart shines forward. 2 more. Inhale as the arms reach up. Maybe you find depth through that left thigh. Challenge yourself as you exhale, arms reach back. 1 more. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, arms float back, runner's lunge. Slowly, when you're ready, arms are going to come down, frame that left foot to find stability again. Bring that right foot slightly closer. Root that right foot down. We're preparing for warrior 1. Bend through the left knee and then slowly rise up. So again, rooting down through the back of the right foot. It's slightly on a 45-degree angle. That left thigh can find as much depth as you'd like. Arms come up, maybe the palms touch or face each other. 1 more breath. And then when you're ready, slowly opening up to warrior 2. So that back hip is going to open up, outer edge of the right foot facing the back wall or in line with the mat behind you. Left toe still facing forward, left knee in line with the ankle and facing in the same direction as the toes. And then open up through the arms, find a steady gaze. 2 breaths here. 1 more breath. Slowly release that left thigh. Lean back, left arm reaches back, exalted warrior. Hold here for 1 breath. When you're ready, windmill the arms around. Bringing that left foot, coming into that low lunge. So bringing that right knee down, coming into that hamstring stretch, this time on the left side. So begin to push the glutes towards the right foot and the left toes reach up. Press down to the palms. Find a sense of buoyancy through the heart center. So imagine the heart shining forward here. 2 more breaths. Breathing in and out through the nose. 1 more breath. When you're ready, slowly walk the hands forward, framing that left foot again. Left foot steps back into plank. We're holding again here for 2 breaths. Breathing in and out through the nose. 1 more breath. When you're ready, slowly descend your way as you exhale. Inhaling as you find baby cobra or upward dog, heart shines forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. And downward facing dog, take 2 breaths. Breathing in and out through the nose. One more breath. As you exhale, look forward in between the palms. Walk or jump, both feet forward. Inhale, belly rises halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up to standing arms, come up. Exhale, hands to either side. Awesome. So hopefully we're feeling a little bit warmer now. We're going to begin to include some static postures in between our flows, just to keep the momentum going. So the next pose is going to be a static forward fold. We're going to really lean into it by grabbing onto the big toes with the peace fingers. So you can bring the hips a nice distance apart. Sorry, the feet a nice hip distance apart, about hip distance. And then from here, you can start off by bringing the hands to the hips. So kind of find a nice pelvic tilt that'll allow you to hinge forward. So maybe the hips lean back slightly as if it's preparing almost to sit into an imaginary chair. And then as you take a nice deep inhale, begin to hinge from the hips, and then exhale, drape the torso over the thighs. So from here, as you begin to descend your head closer towards your foundations or your feet, grab the peace fingers, so letting go of the hips. Use the peace fingers to wrap around the big toe, and the thumb and the hands are kind of going to rest on top of the big toe. So you're kind of creating a clasp around the big toe with the hands, using the peace fingers. And then the reason that we do this is because the peace fingers can press up against the big toe, creating a counter stretch, and then the thumb on the hands can press down on the big toe. So there's still a nice full integration where the upper body is nice and active. So press down with the big toe, and then maybe perhaps you can bend through the knees slightly, hinge forward, and then the elbows reach to either side of the room. Maybe the elbows begin to bend. We're here for a couple breaths, so allow the back of the neck to be nice and long. Head hangs heavy here. 2 more breaths. Allow the elbows to reach to either side of the room. Maybe you find just a little bit more depth in your last breath here. And then on your next inhale, release the toes of the feet, and then inhale all the way up to standing arms, come up. Exhale, hands to either side. Awesome. Let's bring in a flow. Let's inhale, lift both arms up. Exhale, fold over the thighs. Inhale, belly rises halfway up. Exhale, fold, plant the palms, step both feet back into plank. Full inhale here. As you exhale, descend your way. Inhale through baby cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, take a full cycle of breath. Deep inhale, deep exhale. On your next breath, right foot is going to come forward in between the palms. Rooting through both feet, we're going to inhale, rise up through warrior one. Exhale, bring the hands to the hips. We're going to come into revolving triangle. Triangle pose first. So we're going to lift the right arm up parallel to the earth. Release that right thigh. So the right leg is nice and long. Begin to hinge forward until you can't hinge anymore. And then drape or hinge from that right hip, draping the right arm down towards the earth. Maybe the right hand rests on the shin. Maybe it rests on the inside of the right foot. Or maybe you're using those peace fingers again to clasp around that big right toe. So take a moment here, play around with your hand position, see what works best. And then once you found a stable hand position, begin to open up through the front side body. So that left shoulder is going to wrap up towards the sky, the left arm reaches up. So you're creating 3 forms of triangles here. You're kind of creating a triangle between the thigh and the right arm, a triangle in between both legs, and then kind of a triangle between your head and the points of your 2 feet. The points of your left hand and your 2 feet. Take a nice deep inhale here. 1 more breath. Maybe you look up towards the left fingertips on your last breath here. And then as you exhale, you're going to look down towards that right foot. Bring the palms around the right foot. Adjust the hips here. We're going to come into warrior three pose. So you can kind of bring the feet a little bit closer together. So that back left foot is going to be floating up into warrior three. So allow both toes or both feet to kind of face forward, adjust the hips. And then from here, you're going to bring the hands to heart center. So the thumbs against the chest here for balance, or you can just cross the palms over each other. So be into position, weight or more weight onto that right foot here. And when you're ready, begin to float that back leg back and up behind you. So you can flex the left foot behind you to bring integrity to the left leg. From here, if you're struggling with the balance, you can allow the palms to reach down and touch your mat. Your choice. If you're in warrior three, you can begin to come into standing splits by bringing the palms down if that's available for you. Allowing the torso to drape more over that right thigh, lifting that left leg back up even more. One day the forehead will rest on the right shin here. If standing splits doesn't feel comfortable, you can continue to do warrior three. One more breath. As slow as you went in, you're going to come out. So back leg, back foot is going to root down onto the mat. Plant the palms onto the mat, right foot steps back into plank. Take a full inhale here. Exhale, lower your way. Leading in downward facing dog for 2 breaths. In downward facing dog, continue to breathe in and out through the nose. One more breath here. On your next breath, the left foot is going to come forward in between the palms. Root both feet here. Inhale, rise up through warrior one. Find depth through that left thigh here. And then slowly begin to bring the hands to the hips. We're going to find triangle pose on the left side this time. So release that left thigh. Find stability and grounding through the feet. So the outer edge of that back foot is really rooted down. And then this time, left hand floats up parallel to the earth. Begin to hinge forward until you can't hinge anymore. And then drape over that left thigh. Find that hand position that works best for you on the left side. And then when you're ready, opening up and peeling the chest open as the right shoulder reaches up. Right fingertips reach up towards the sky. Maybe you look up towards the end. If that creates any weird sensations for the back of the neck, though, you're more than welcome to continue to look down. One more breath here. When you're ready, begin to look down towards that left foot, framing the left foot with both hands. Excuse me. And then from here, we're going to come into warrior three. So I like to bring my feet a little bit closer together and actually walk back on my mat so my head doesn't hit the wall in front of me. But from here, you can kind of lift the torso slightly so that it's in a 90-degree angle, just so you can create that posture, begin to create steadiness with the spine. And then from here, the hands can rest in the heart center, or the thumbs can touch against the heart center with the hands in prayer, your choice, just for balance. And then begin to position weight on that left foot as that right foot floats back behind you. So that right foot can be flexed to bring integrity to the pose. If you want to challenge the arms, maybe the arms come out like airplane wings or back behind you. Your choice to stay in warrior three, or for more of a challenge, maybe you bring the hands down, coming into standing splits, or maybe even just bringing the hands down for balance just to begin your practice with warrior three. Your choice here, one more breath. As slow as you went in, you're going to slowly come out, Bring that right foot down to frame back behind you. Press the palms down, and then left foot steps back into plank. Full inhale here. Descend your way. And then this time, instead of coming into downward facing dog, we're going to meet in child's pose. So push the hips back towards the heels. Forehead resting on the mat like we did at the beginning. Finding the stillness right away. We're going to be here for a few breaths, so just allow the breath to soften, letting it return to its natural rhythm here. Notice how the breath moves along the back ribs, back body. Allow the shoulders and the hips to soften on your next exhale. Allow the arms and the forearms to soften. While you stay here in your child's pose, I'm just going to take a quick look at the screen here. So you don't need to move, but I'll be moving just to do a quick little check. Make sure everything is okay. Awesome. We're still doing good. Okay, cool. So in your child's pose position, we're just going to be there for 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And then when you're ready, you're just going to slowly peel yourself forward and come into table. We're going to do an ankle stretch here. Ankle and calf stretch. And then we're going to slowly make our way into a seated position. Do a couple postures on the floor, and then we'll make our way into Shavasana. So for the next ankle stretch, we're gonna do the right side first. So bring your right foot forward in between the palms. I'm gonna do my left side first so that you can see what's happening to the calf that we're gonna stretch. So bring your right foot forward in between the palms. The back of the right foot is kind of in a rest flat on the mat. Bring the left foot closer towards that right knee. And push the glute back towards the right heel, the left heel. And then from here, you're just going to bring the hands to drape over in front of that right shin. And you're just going to hold here. If you're feeling any weird sensations on the foot or the ankle, you can kind of lunge forward, curl the back toes, and then try to sit back on the heel again. See if that feels better. This for me brings a bit more sensation to my Achilles and the sole of my foot. And I'm trying to target my calf muscle. So for me in the posture today, I actually like my foot to rest flat on the mat. So from here, you're kind of just bringing everything in towards the midline. You're letting the torso drape over that right thigh. You're kind of hugging everything in. Maybe the forehead and right knee touch. Just kind of hone in, bring everything to the midline. Breathing in and out through the nose. 1 more breath. And then when you're ready, you're just going to slowly ease out of it, and then we'll do the other side. So kind of lunge forward, readjust by coming into table. And then you'll bring your left foot forward in between the hands, and then kind of adjust, and then slowly bring the glutes towards that right heel. Bring that right foot closer, and then kind of just draw everything into the midline. Hold here for a few breaths. Breathing in and out through the nose. Maybe forehead and knee touch as well on this side. Excuse me. I remember when I used to do swimming lessons, in order to stay warm, we were kind of always told to bring our knees into our chest and just kind of hug ourselves like a ball. kind of almost comforting now as I've gotten older, and we come into these postures where we kind of just drape over ourselves, and we're kind of like creating this protective shield and just kind of softening in, bringing everything in, and just kind of focusing on your breath. Okay, so when you're ready, as you exhale, slowly come out, readjust, come back into that tabletop position. And then in table here, you're just going to curl the back of the toes if they weren't already curled. Just going to release the Achilles and the soles of the feet real quickly. So similar to the posture we were doing before, only this time both feet are back behind you. You're going to push the glutes towards the heels and kind of sit back. From here, as you sit back, you have the option of just allowing the stretch to be in the Achilles and the soles of the feet. And you may feel this right away, so feel more than welcome to kind of lean forward, give yourself a bit of a break, let the tops of the feet rest on the floor and give them a little tap. You have options to kind of release there if needed. If you want more of a challenge, you want to bring a stretch and openness to the upper body, heart center. Just going to open up through the front side body and then kind of bring the hands back behind you, tuck them into the imaginary pockets along the glutes, or you can even grab onto the heels. So your choice, imaginary pockets or heels, to see what brings a nice integration by opening the front of the chest, but then you're not hyperextending the shoulders if there's any sensitivity there. So opening up through the front chest, heart center shining forward, maybe even slightly up. And then from here, if it's available for your neck and you feel comfortable still, you allow your gaze to look slightly up. A couple breaths here, just tuning into the sensation. One more breath. And then as you exhale, slowly come forward, come back into that tabletop position. And then the tops of the feet are going to rest flat on your mat. And then this time, give them a nice little tap, just as a counter stretch to release the toes. Tap, 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 tap for a full cycle of breath. And then when you're ready, there's not really a fancy way to do this. You're just going to rest onto one side of your hips and kind of bring the legs forward. Give the legs a nice little shake. We made our way to the floor safely. And then from here, we're just going to do a couple leg stretches. So we're going to, similar to how we did earlier when we were bringing one leg in, we're going to keep the left leg nice and long this time. Flex that left foot, and then the right leg is going to come really close into the torso. So right foot rooted on the mat, knee is bent, right thigh, really close to the torso. We're going to bring a gentle twist here. So we're going to bring the left hand back behind us to fruit down. So you can actually use the arm here to kind of integrate into the back body to bring a nice sense of elongation along the spine. So really root down here, fingertips along the left hand are kind of facing out towards the back wall. When you're ready, inhale, arm reaches up towards the sky, right arm. As you exhale, right arm comes parallel to the earth. You're going to reach forward towards those left toes until you can't reach anymore. Then you begin to wrap that right arm in front of that right shin. And then from here, if the bind is available to you, you can kind of interlace the fingertips behind the back body. You're kind of gently twisting over towards that left side. So kind of opening up the front chest so that left shoulder is kind of still reaching back so that left hand can interlace with the right fingertips. If they don't interlace, that's completely okay. You can just let the palms rest against the body. Hold here for one more breath. And then as you exhale, so release the bind if there was a bind, and then release that right arm. Right arm comes up, and then right arm comes down. We'll bring the right leg Nice and long to meet the left, just a little shake. And then we're going to come back into that same position. So right foot is rooted, right thigh close to the body. This time, right hand comes back around, and then the left hand going to reach up towards the sky. Take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to twist over to that right side. So the abdomen is going to be aiming to touch the inner right thigh. The left arm wraps around to kind of hug that right thigh in. And this time, as you twist over to your right side, maybe you look past your right shoulder. Take a full inhale here. Full exhale. And then when you're ready, untwist, unwind. Right leg meets the left, give it a little shake, and then we'll do the same thing on the left side. So we'll bring left leg in towards the body, left foot rooted. And then this time, right hand behind you, left hand reaches up towards the sky. So take a deep inhale to lengthen. Exhale, left arm parallel to the earth, and it begins to wrap around that left shin. And then if a bind is in your practice, maybe you interlace the fingertips behind the back body. Allow that right shoulder to kind of peel open. Hold here for one more breath. And then untwist. Release the bind. Left arm reaches up. Full inhale. Left arm reaches back. Left leg meets the right. Give them a nice little shake. And then we'll do the same thing. So left knee comes in towards the body again, but this time, left hand behind you. We're going to come into that twist on the other side. Inhale, right arm reaches up towards the sky. As you exhale, you're going to bring that right arm to wrap around the right thigh. Palm resting on the other thigh, and you're twisting over to the left side. So that abdomen belly button connection is happening with the inner left thigh and the abdomen. You're pressing that left palm down to really lengthen through the spine. And then maybe as you exhale, you find more of a twist. Maybe one day looking back towards that left shoulder. Hold here for one more breath. And then as you exhale, untwist, unwind. Bring the legs nice and long. Give them a little shake. And then when you're ready, slowly make your way down into a laying down position. You can float the legs up towards the sky. Give them a nice little shake. Point and flex the feet here. Maybe you do a couple circular rotations with the ankles and the wrists. When you're ready, draw the knees in towards the body and give yourself a well-deserved hug. Rock from side to side. You could have been anywhere else, and you chose this time for you. So just honor that. Thank yourself. You did it. Take a nice, long, deep exhale. And then when you're ready, make your way into Shavasana, final resting posture. So legs come nice and long, arms long alongside the body on either side. And just begin to melt into stillness. Almost as if you're beginning to tap into this dreamlike state with conscious stillness. Allow your breath to kind of mimic the sounds of the ocean, washing everything away with every exhale. Shoulders give in to the pull of gravity. As they soften, the heart shines up to the sky, allowing the sun to embrace the front side body and provide it with a little bit of warmth. Arms soften. The abdomen relaxes even more. Torso and thighs begin to melt feeling more relaxed and at ease with every breath. Staying here for as long as you wish. I'll cue you in the next few moments. Just kind of allowing stillness to take over. You're more than welcome to stay in that position for as long as you'd like. You know your body best. I'm going to slowly make my way to a seated position. I can thank you for joining class. Remember that class starts on Tuesdays at 3:30 and Fridays at 11. We do always like to start on time. So for those of you that joined in on time, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Gives us a chance to kind of do the full length of the class. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay hydrated. And I'll stay in for a couple of minutes in case if you have any questions or comments. But enjoy the rest of your weekend. Namaste. Thanks for joining.